Hi, it's Timothy Carlson here, digging into my collection of movies, going back and reviewing a few things that I've had over the years but haven't necessarily reviewed on my channel. So I actually dug out my 4K Steelbook of one of the most watched and beloved films of all time, and I thought I'd revisit that today, that being, of course, The Wizard of Oz, starring Judy Garland. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinion. I believe this was originally a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, and the art, of course, features Dorothy asleep in the poppy field. I really wish they'd maybe picked a scene that had a few more characters or had something a little more action-packed going on. Kind of an awkward choice for Steelbook art. And we do get two discs in this set. We get the Blu-ray disc. I believe it's identical to the previously released Blu-ray. And then we have our 4K Ultra High Def release of the film. Inside the Steelbook, under the disc, we have this nice panoramic art of Dorothy and the Scarecrow on the Yellow Brick Road and the Wicked Witch of the West plotting against her, trying to get those ruby slippers. The Wizard of Oz is one of the most watched and beloved films of all time. The movie, of course, revolves around Dorothy Gale, who's a young girl living on a farm in Kansas. She finds herself in the middle of a pretty intense tornado, and it whisks her away to the mysterious land of Oz, where she befriends Glinda the Good Witch, but quickly gains the ire of the Wicked Witch of the West, whose sister was killed when Dorothy's house crashed into Oz. Dorothy gets the ruby slippers that the witch so badly covets, but unfortunately finds herself with no way to get home. So she has to set off on a journey along the Yellow Brick Road, befriending friends like the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, going to see the wizard so that they can get the things they need to improve their lives and so Dorothy can get home. But of course, the Wicked Witch of the West is going to make the journey as difficult as possible. I don't think there's anybody in the civilized world who doesn't know what The Wizard of Oz is. This, of course, is based on the Oz stories by author L. Frank Baum, although the movie certainly takes a few liberties with Baum's stories, including making Oz sort of a dream fantasy world rather than something that's outright real, like was the case in the original Baum stories. And, of course, it's just a beautifully shot film, perfectly cast. Judy Garland, of course, plays the role of her career as Dorothy Gale, the young but spunky girl who finds herself far from home, wanting to get away from all the troubles of the farm, but of course quickly finds herself longing for home when she is not able to get back there. And you get one of the greatest all-time cinema villains in the form of Margaret Hamilton playing the Wicked Witch of the West. If you ever think of witches in any shape or form, the very first thing that will come to mind is Margaret Hamilton in The Wizard of Oz, and rightfully so. She plays this part to perfection. Supporting cast is no less excellent, including the likes of Burt Lahr, Jack Haley, Ray Bolger. The list goes on. A lot of these actors, this would be their most famous role, and rightfully so. And of course, Judy Garland is fantastic as Dorothy. This would probably be her most famous role ever. Sadly, Judy Garland had a very troubled life and was apparently, abused and overworked behind the scenes, and she didn't even live to see 50, which is a real shame because she had a lot of talent, not just as an actress, but as a singer as well. And the rest of the cast does a great job. The sets are very well designed. Oz is just one of the all-time great classic Hollywood movie locations. And particularly when you have a 4K restoration, everything just pops off the screen. It is kind of interesting to see how dirty and worn some of the sets are, not to mention where some of the really obvious matte paintings are nowadays, stuff that we would have noticed back in the days of standard definition television sets. So how does The Wizard of Oz look for its 4K debut? This disc did first come out a few years ago, and the earlier Blu-ray restoration of Oz was certainly a fantastic looking disc, but this 4K is an improvement over even that. The monochrome scenes that bookend the film certainly look decent, but it's when you get to the colorful environments of Oz that it really starts to pop off the screen and look absolutely gorgeous. This is a fantastic restoration. There are some obvious limitations with certain special effects, inserts, and so forth, and it is going to look pretty soft in a few shots, but again, that's just due to the inherent nature of the source photography and how the movie was first made. We do get the included older Blu-ray in the set, and that includes all the bonus features that were on there, so there is a handful of both, archival and stuff that was newer for the Blu-ray era as well. The 4K also adds in a 1980s documentary on the film hosted by Angela Lansbury that was originally made for television, so it is good to see they threw in one new bonus feature as well. If you're a fan of The Wizard of Oz or you're just a fan of cinema in general, it's a must-own film in 4K. I had a lot of fun revisiting this one. The songs are memorable, the cinematography and locations are gorgeous, and the performances are some of the all-time greatest in any Hollywood film. Are you a fan of The Wizard of Oz? Do you think this is the absolute best filmed version of L. Frank Baum's Oz stories? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.